Hi. So, when making a game, no one tells you just how hard it really will be. I mean, people say it's difficult, that it takes a lot of time, that you need years of experience before you can do it, but honestly, it doesn't even give the full picture. It does take a lot of time to make a game, but if you have a plan, it really isn't that hard. So, when I decided last August that I wanted to make a game, I didn't know it was one of the hardest, but most rewarding 3 months of my life. One of the months happened to take a whole year of my life, but, you know, whatever. So, I started this project like all projects, at the drawing board. Well, in my case, the drawing iPad. You see, I spent one late night brainstorming ideas for a mobile game that I would like to play. For a whole couple years now, instead of flow free, mobile games have lost their luster to me. I mean, if I was going to play on my phone, I wanted to play a fast, repeatable experience that I could pick up and put down. But most mobile games nowadays are, sideways, long RPGs that make your phone burn your hand. Which, now, there isn't a problem with that. I enjoyed some Heroes and Castles 2 back in my day, but, I mean, if I'm on the toilet, I can't really just, use both hands to play a game. So, what I came up with was a simple infinite jumper mobile game in the likes of Doodle Jump and Flappy Bird. Games where you go until you die, playing for a high score. My game would be a swipe-based game where you could control a player up a green grid tower. I was really proud of my idea that night, and decided that since nobody's making the mobile games that I liked, I would make this one. I mean, how hard could it be? So, I opened up the good old Godot engine and started a new project. After watching a few tutorials on basic player movement and time-lapse, I made a small demo of a player jumping out of a small block world. And tell you the amount of satisfaction I got from just seeing this dumb little demo, I mean, it really made my heart feel really happy. It also made my brain feel really dumb because I thought I'd be done with this project in 3 weeks, and, well. After getting this basic prototype out of the way, I started to work on an infinite platform system. I had a slight idea of how to do it from an old project that I worked on a long time ago, but I wasn't really sure if it would translate smoothly into this game. In the project, I used position nodes to spawn enemies into a game. So, I took that code and instead of spawning enemies, I decided to make it spawn platforms for the player to jump on. The platform would be separated into game chunks, so I could design each level to ensure a good difficulty. After completing this platform system, I was 2 weeks in and still think I could complete this project within 3 weeks. If my incessant use of foreshadowing did not already entail, it took way more than that. Games nowadays have to have rewards for the players so they can keep coming back to play the game again and again. This, coupled with updates, are how games like Fortnite can keep their longevity. The game up to this point was using simple sprites in the Kenny Asset Pack, and while those looked really good, I needed my own sprites so I could give my game its own sense of identity. And so, from the old product that I just talked about earlier, I grabbed the slime player and decided to use that as the main player of my game. However, just a plain old white sprite isn't very customizable, so I separated the player into 4 basic components: the outline, the inside color, and the 2 eyes, left and the right one. Separating into 4 gave me full control of what the player would look like, letting me make some cool slimes like this. And this. And this. I mean, really cool looking slimes. Those are in the game, I just wanted to show you what I could make. I'll add those later. I then decided that I wanted more, and designed a hat system as well. And after combining these in a simple store system, I was done with that part. I mean, at this rate, I was making some great time. I was well below the 3-week mark, plus about a month, but, at this point, the illusions were starting to get to me. I mean, it started to get bad. After making the infinite platform system, and a way for my game to have its own personality, I decided the game needed some more enemies. I mean, can't really call it a game without some challenge, right? So I spent about 3 component of time making some enemies. I'm not really going to go in depth about them here because I want you guys to have some surprise when you play the game, but suffice it to say that I died a lot while making these enemies, both in the game and a little inside. Now that it's been 3 weeks plus some change, my game was almost ready to launch, and after testing it with my family a few times, I felt really confident how it was turning out. But there was just one more thing I had to add. Purchases, baby! Need to make the bag somehow. Woohoo! Sheesh! I'm sorry. Now, I wouldn't even bring this up in the video, but I have to for one big reason. This is the month. You see in the beginning of the video when I said that 1 month took a whole year of my life? Flashback. One of the months happened to take a whole year of my life. This is that month. You see, I have an iPhone 12. and it's a good phone. Not the best phone, but not the worst. However, even though a lot of people have an iPhone, a lot more people have Android phones. Now, why is that a problem, you might ask? Well, you see, the game engine I use, Godot, it's very good, but it has a much smaller install base than something like Unity. So, if you're just trying to make an Android game, with Godot it's very easy. The problem is Apple. Since Godot is a smaller engine, and most tutorials are for Android for Godot, there's really almost no tutorials for iOS in Godot. Now there is some, and there's some really good ones that I've used to help me, springboard myself here, but there's very, very few. Now, if I were to explain to you the absolute slog for the next month, reading Stack Overflow, browsing countless Reddit articles, searching every corner of the internet for a tiny bit of help, your brain would probably explode. I mean, I'm smarter than you, I made a game. I probably shouldn't put that in the video. Okay. I had to spend around 6 hours every day for a month just to get a tiny bit of progress. I would do countless testing every single day just for not to work, and then have to do that again, and 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 again. But eventually, I finished, and the in-app purchases finally worked. Hey, real quick, if you guys want to see the code I used for the iOS in-app purchases, I made a GitHub and I put in the description, so just click on that and you guys can get the example of the code I used, just if you need help with that. There you go. And then I decided I wanted to add some ads, and the process repeated itself over and over again, and over again, and over again, and over again. I came out that month a new man, armed with knowledge I could use forever. I smiled down the mountain that I had to climb just to make it there. And so, I named my game after that challenge, Slime Summit. Slime for the player, and Summit for the amount of challenge it took to get here. It wouldn't have been, that hard if I just read the Godot docs. I mean, I'm pretty stupid, so that's the only reason. Anyway, after all that hardship and struggle, I was finally able to post my game, Slime Summit, to the Google Play and the App Store. I know, thank you. Anyway, I just want to thank all of you guys for making it to the end of the video. I already spent a lot of time on this game, so if you go and download it and rate it 5 stars, I would really appreciate it. I know this video came out, 5 months after I actually released the game, but I kind of got caught up in a bunch of other projects like the local game jam, and all that stuff took my attention off this video, but I finally, was able to make it. Anyway, give this video a like and comment your high score in the comments below, and subscribe. I need more than 3 subscribers. One of those is my mom, so. Okay.